Nintendo World News with Mario.
We go direct to the ringside at the WWF Wrestlemania Challenge. Ready, kid?
Just watch me whip the Macho Man.
And here he comes, 250 pounds of lean, mean muscle. What a leg drop! Wow!
An elbow smash.
And a body slam! Let's see that again. Is that the end of the Macho Man?
No way. I want a rematch.
This is Mario for WWF Wrestlemania Challenge.
Nintendo.
At first glance, WWF WrestleMania Challenge bears a striking resemblance to the original Nintendo WrestleMania title, released just 1 year earlier. But thankfully, aside from visual aesthetics, that's where the comparisons end. Now, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. WWF WrestleMania Challenge is far from a fantastic wrestling game, but it saw some definite improvements from the previous NES release. First off, there's the ability to choose a wrestler who is supposed to be you, the user. He's as vanilla as it gets, and with no customization abilities in wrestling games to this point, there's not much attraction there. The rest of the roster, though, is stacked with superstars from that era. Macho King Randy Savage, The Ultimate Warrior, Ravishing Rick Rude, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, The Big Boss Man, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Including the user character, that marks 9 wrestlers on the roster, a 3-edition improvement from WWF WrestleMania. Now, as any wrestling gamer knows, the diversity of the roster is almost as important as the gameplay, so this was a nice step in the right direction. The other options that saw improvement were the ability to have more than just a one-on-one matchup. You can also have tag team matches, or the ability to go 3-on-3 in a 6-man tag. Again, this adds a lot more to the gameplay experience, and before you even get into a match, it already appears to be a significant upgrade on WWF WrestleMania. But the question is, does Challenge improve on the wrestling experience? Thankfully, the answer is yes. With a different angle and view, the camera already offers a unique and better experience with an isometric view. With a crowd and cleaner interface, it already feels more like a wrestling experience. As for the gameplay, Challenge feels a lot smoother than WrestleMania, and the ability to perform moves outside of a punch or kick is present. Wrestlers can grapple their opponents to perform body slams, atomic drops, or even additional attack moves such as headbutts and dropkicks. In WrestleMania, it was easy to spam your opponent with attacks, but thankfully, Challenge improves upon that. It's a lot harder to trap your opponent against the ropes, for example, and beat them down until their health is depleted. While Challenge doesn't exactly reinvent the wheel for wrestling gameplay, it improves the WWF console experience by making matches feel a little more balanced. Like WrestleMania before it, once your opponent's energy bar is low, you can attempt a pin. If you're successful, you win the match, and you celebrate by leaping up and down. The one-on-one mode is dubbed the Super Challenge, in which you have 8 separate matches against the AI in an attempt to win it all. You can select any wrestler to climb the ladder to success by going through the entire roster. As for other modes, the 2-on-2 tag match is pretty standard, and the 3-on-3 Survivor Series match adds on to the tag matches with the extra wrestler on each side. But thankfully, the gameplay is better this time around, making some of those choices a little bit more forgiving once you start playing the game. Tag team matches are a lot of fun and require a little more strategy than one-on-one encounters. In the match, your partner sits, faded and flashing outside the ring, rather than on the apron, and can be selected at any time by approaching them in the ring and pressing select. It's a smooth transition and allows for the partner on the outside to rest and have their energy bar recharge. That's where the element of strategy comes in, and it can make or break your success in winning the bout. It's also fun to watch them leaping in and out of the ring. That's just a small, satisfying thing for me. One element of Challenge that picks up where WrestleMania left off is the quality of the music. The menu music varies from the title screen to the match selection, each of which loops in its own decent track. In-game, superstar themes return, and all of which offer a nice compilation of each. And maybe it's the wrestling nerd in me, but I would add most of these chiptunes to a playlist to have on my phone without hesitation. There's even some decent themes for those like Andre and Hacksaw, who never had entrance music in their earlier days. The Beefcake and Bossman themes, also tops for me. The themes do change in the game after a minute or so, but will also change as soon as another wrestler is tagged in. Back to the gameplay, the tag matches are definitely the best way to play, specifically the Survivor Series 6-man tags. Matches are similar to those of the time, in which a match doesn't end until all members of one team are eliminated. WWF Wrestlemania Challenge isn't a dynamic upgrade on the original Wrestlemania on the NES, but it changes enough to provide an improved gameplay experience that will ensure that you probably won't go back and play Wrestlemania if Challenge is available. In my opinion, it's the best WWF wrestling game on the NES. There were others on the NES console to consider, but before we do that, let's sidestep this timeline ever so slightly and revisit a couple of wrestling titles that made searching couch cushions for loose change a daily activity.
Oh boy, Luke, this is a great game, this Nintendo!
Oh, Cousin Butch, I love playing
Oh,
Nintendo.
me too, mate! Oh, I got you, mate!
Well, I love you, mate.
Oh, yeah,
You
mate,
took me down.
Oh, no,
Put
I
on
got
the belt.
you bit me, mate, you bit me!
Wait,
Oh, I got you! You can't bite me in the face,
Hey,
mate!
this
You
game, mate.
knocked you down!
You're stuck
Oh,
in your eyes again,
boy!
mate.
I got you!